Twilight. All right, well, it's about that time. Here, Command V. God damn it. Hold up. You know what? Here we go. Oh, fuck me. I didn't set the right day. All right, here. Hold on. It's not time at all. So scandalous. Alright, there we go. Twilight. Alright, so we're day 45. We made it all the way to 360 pages. All the way around back to where we began in a complete fucking circle. And we're at 360 of 654 pages. I hope y'all have noticed that the story keeps growing in size as we're doing this. God, yeah. Hold on. So yeah, FNet is fucking down, so I have to do this in a weird way. Bop. Didn't copyright. All right, there we go. Let me see. And then, yeah, so just the server that the IRC server that we use the most has been fucking up real bad. So we might have to start running our own IRC server. Just to make it fucking happen. I would really much prefer not to run my own IRC server because I don't want to use Linux. Yeah, so right now, the biggest fucking story going on right now is that, let me see. George Washington says, I'm learning how to fly a plane on Microsoft Plane Simulator and watching 360-degree videos of being a fighter on the Swiss Alps. Wild. Yeah, I'm about to edit this old chapter. So I'm doing it at the moment there. I'm all right. Yeah, I went out into like the coast of Jersey and drove through a bunch of refineries and shit on my motorcycle yesterday. It was dope. Went by a big ass prison. Oh, there's Jira. Can't forget about that nigga Jira. I don't know why that was so humorous to you that like I might have to learn some Linux shit. Because I'm aware that you can't run a fucking IRCD on Windows worth of fuck, so. And like if you're a server administrator, you should be able to like reboot the fucking server. And I think there's some maintenance involved with running an IRCD that you can't do if you don't know Linux. Rent or buy a Ford Mustang. I don't see why I would fucking do that. So the biggest news out of yesterday is that they're planning, the city council in Minneapolis has an unvetoable majority where they're going to defund the police force and create a community safety group. If I had whiskey, I would take a slug of it right here for the businesses of Minneapolis and so forth. This is a fraught idea for a few different reasons. I don't think people really have a solid idea of what the police do. Anybody who would vote to like get the police out of their city and just try to replace it with I don't know, some fucking randos. I'm not sure exactly what they're planning to do. They either will have to put in something that's so analogous to the existing police that there's no reason why they went through this whole charade. Or they'll come up with something that's ineffective and destroy their city, I guess. policing is like a pretty significant deal. And there's a lot about the way that we do it right now that's super wrong. But there have to be people that have the monopoly on violence. It's necessary. There's a certain amount of violence that's necessary for societies to function, especially societies that aren't culturally and racially homogenous at all, where you have many different types of ideas, really terrible economic strata set up there. All those things create violence. And I'm going to go on a limb and say that mostly it's mostly economic disparity is causing like a lot of the violence for the most part. So they're not about to fix that. And in fact, in the days to come, we'll see a continuing worsening of the economic situation due to all this Brovid type shit. All right, what do we got here? Oh, I got Meep Sheep out there. What do we got? We got Big Jira. The mayor of Minneapolis happens to be from a certain ethnicity. I give you 2 guesses, but you only... Isn't he white? I try to listen to that guy talk, and he was just like a spineless milquetoast. I couldn't stand the dude. He was just so obsequious and disgusting. And apparently, like, he cried at the funeral, and everybody was like, crocodile tears. Cried for like a fucking minute at this dude that he didn't know. Like, I don't know. Like, how really into the like cocaine and fent life is the mayor of Minneapolis that he sees this as his comrade? And nothing against like George Floyd. Like, yo, if you want to do cocaine and fent, totally fucking fine. But that life has some consequences. Anyhow, I have kind of like a unique perspective on this because I lived in a city that had no functioning police force. It was New Orleans during Katrina. And I don't recommend it. I don't think the people that are out there like, yeah, we got to do this. I don't think those people really know what they're about to get into in the fucking slightest. Really and truly, I do not. I think were I to be like a business owner in Minneapolis at the moment right now, or a police officer in Minneapolis, I would be making plans to move the fuck out of there. Yeah, it's a wild situation. And I don't know, like, it might be that they're going to do something fucking amazing. It might be that it does work to just, like, beef up. The thing that I think is the problem is that a lot of these solutions, like early childhood programs and, like, increased counseling in schools and funding in education, all those things would absolutely work and significantly reduce crime 20 years from now, right? And they're great initiatives. There's nothing wrong with those ideas. It makes perfect fucking sense to have job training and interventions for at-risk youth and expanded access to like mental counseling and like free as much like free clinic type, free STD testing, free sterilization in the form of like Depo-Provera. All those are great fucking ideas, and we should be doing them absolutely. But it takes a while for that shit to kick in. And in the meantime, what are you going to have? Like 20 years of darkness? Because I got to tell you, like immediately as a criminal, immediately when I'm like, oh, they're disbanding the police force, I'm like, holy shit, the money could be rolling in right here. I could be gathering, I'm already like, let's get the boys together, form a nice little cartel. And I'm thinking fucking armored cars. I've got to... Although I'm always thinking armored cars because first let me state off that I'm doing quite comfortably. I don't have to rob armored cars, but armored cars are like a very weak point in the whole money transfer system, and it's not super impossible to knock those fuckers over if you're a little bit creative. Like I have my favorite, one of my favorite like spitballing things is coming up with ways to rob armored cars where you don't have to kill anybody, and just shit like fucking walling them off and gassing the whole truck with halon and shit like that. Super fun. But anyhow, yeah, like during your period of upheaval where you don't have like a functioning police force, people are going to take advantage. You can see it going on right now on a low scale with rioting, but just understand that there's an entrenched criminal element that will sweep in. Like if you don't have sufficient policing, mafias will absolutely step in and start doing it their way. And I don't think you'll like their way any better. But we'll see. The other part of it, too, is like what we pay the police for, largely, is to do like a really shitty job that none of us want to do. They're like garbage men in a way. And part of that garbage men job that they do is using violence. And a lot of people are like, oh, they shouldn't use violence and so forth. I'm sorry. There's just like a certain amount of violence necessary to corral a city. You have like drunks beating up their wives. You have people actively like breaking into houses and doing home invasions and shit. You have rapists. You have people who just murder motherfuckers at night because if they're not into something, they don't feel right. Somebody has to deal with those fucking people, or they'll just keep doing the thing that they're doing, and it's tremendously destructive to the society that you're in there. So here's the thing about violence for people who don't like wield it, or violence is real shitty to do. Like after you beat somebody up or get into a fist fight, even if you win that fucking fight, that violence that you've done like kind of sinks into you and just buzzes in your fucking chest and in the back of your brain, and you're all keyed up, and it starts like kind of rewiring your brain. So you're looking for danger fucking everywhere, and you can get addicted to the adrenaline surge that you get during a fight. So like you both have no kind of relaxation. You're like hooked on this adrenaline, and you're worried that everybody around you is out to get you, because like all that cycle of violence makes you more paranoid, makes you less trusting, makes you narrow down your friend group and so forth, because you've seen like that there are friends who will have your back in like a crazy fucking fight, and everybody else really doesn't sort of matter. And paying people to do that is fucking great. Right? Because I've had some violence in my life. I don't want to have that shit in my life. I don't want to have to, beat people up and drag them off to jail and shit like that. That shit is terrible. Being in a fucking militia, having to defend your home with like guns and shit like that, it's awful. That's really a bad feeling. So anyhow, let me see what I got here. So Spaethiwa has had enough of this. He says R.I.P. Minneapolis. So Spaethiwa says Vermont. He wants to get to this fucking chapter. Anyhow, that's just on my mind right there, because people are about to defund the police force. In this story that we're working on right here, there's not a functioning police force. All this shit goes down in the middle of a police strike that was being negotiated by Matthew's father, apparently. And also, Duchance has that kind of aura of wilding the fuck out. No, he's got that aura where everybody just tries to ignore him. All right, so let me remind again tomorrow to fix this shit. Oh God, we got 2 comments already. Hold on, let me see if this works now. So, oh, it still doesn't fucking send the chat. I'm gonna have to relink the chat bot. All right. All right, there we go. So let's get to chapter 43. Now that we're super concerned with police violence. All right. Oh, okay. So the bot is working now when I do that. Yeah, I just have to manually type this shit in at the moment. I wonder if I can fix that from here. It's not a good... Somebody remind me at the end of all this that I need to fix the Twitch integration with Stream Deck. Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay, so for those of you who are joining us from a long break, the way that she fucked up bad is that Sarah Shiner, this character, is a woman who is continually generating an electric field around her. And it's pretty strong, too. It knocked Lemon pretty fucking flat. She's like an electric eel. and she can't turn it off. So the night before, all these guys went out to dinner out in what the fuck is that part of, in the warehouse district. They went out to dinner, and then after the dinner, she just had to shit like horribly, right? She was like caught on the street, like, fuck, I gotta find a bathroom. So she charged to find a bathroom, and it was a Starbucks, and she like rushes in there and takes this Mondo shit, and just in time, right? And as she's in there, like trying to take this Mondo shit, somebody starts rattling the fucking door handle and banging on the door. Like, come on, lady, hurry up in there. And she's getting fucking irked. I was like, what the fuck, asshole? And the guy's just banging on the door the other side, and she becomes angry about it. She gets so angry that as she's like cleaning up and so forth, she forgets to put her gloves back on. And when she goes to like grab the door handle and give the guy a piece of her mind, like, hey, you motherfucker, have some patience, etc. At the same time, the guy is grabbing the door handle to rattle it, right? Because he thinks there's just some fucking homeless, ragtag rumbub up in there. So the door handle's metal. An arc conducts between the two of them, and she shocks the shit out of the guy so bad that his heart stops. So he falls like dead ass on the ground. And then there's a period where she tries to give him CPR and then tries to defibrillate him using her electrical power. It doesn't work so well. She gets his heart going again, but he's like half fucking cooked. So, and it doesn't stop there because she like runs away and like hops on the subway and is trying to go home. And she's like crying on the subway. Crying on the subway. Love that song. And then everything was different. I'm gonna listen to that when this it's Hannah Vu does this song, Crying on the Subway. I think it's dope. Very young. She's like 19 years old when she wrote that song. But it's dope. So as she's on the subway, crying her eyes out, some fucking transit cops come up to her. It's like, hey lady, you doing okay? You been drinking tonight, ma'am? And she's like, no, I just had a fight with my boyfriend. I'm going to be okay. And she's like, oh, okay. All right. It's going to be all right. Tap, tap on her shoulder. Zapped, nigga. Contact. She winds up zapping another police officer. And then she realizes, like, as he's twitching on the ground, like, oh, fuck, it's go time. And she has no choice but to tackle the other officer and zap him too so that he doesn't fucking shoot her. Then there's this whole horrified subway car full of people like, what the fuck? And she just starts blowing up the overhead lights so that nobody can see her face. That's fucking wild. This is the woman who's already like, anytime that she comes into a room and she sees a security camera in it or any shit like that, she just zaps it. She can just concentrate and fry the CCD, or it would be a CMOS sensor in it. And she just fries it. The whole fucking system shorts out. It's done. Because she has that electrical power. So that's how her night went. So we're coming into chapter 43 with this understanding. So this is Lemon Maybe and the Electric Lady by Zak Zyz. It's a live editing stream. Day 45. And the chapter is Vermont. It's 3.2. 4:24 a.m. The pits. All this because she couldn't handle the spice. It really, like, none of this shit would have happened if she had just, like, waited 15 minutes. No, you guys go ahead. I'm going to hang out here for a second. You ever had to do that at, like, restaurants? Like, you eat something, you're like, oh, I know this isn't going to agree with me. Why don't I just, like, have a drink at the bar for, like, 10, 15 minutes and fucking settle? And then you're like, oh, okay. And then you just run down to the bathroom. You're like, all right, I think I can make it back to my apartment now. But this is there's something in the water with New York. I guess this is maybe a thing in every major city, but yeah, it's a real deal. It's happened to me. I fucked up bad, Lemon. I fucked up bad, and I don't know what to do. Tears hiss down her cheek, cutting through thick smudges of grime and dust. Sarah looks like she just crawled out of the sewer, because she has. No, yeah. Lemon isn't phased. Lemon isn't phased. Boom. And then we want to take our layout to a 4:9 indent. Boom. Sarah looks like she just crawled out of a sewer. Because she has. We were missing an A. Okay, so fairly well, George Washington. Get a job as a waiter at an Italian restaurant for $70,000 a year. Good God. It's fucking wilding out. Lemon isn't fazed by this. He's taking it all in with a steady, comforting look that says he's seen lots worse. It's 4 in the morning. The place is deserted. What happened to you? Lemon ventures. I was in the bathroom at a Starbucks. This cop grabbed the... Oh, so here's one where we're basically like, it seems even worse because I just recollected this whole thing. But maybe this whole paragraph should just be Sarah explains. If you're going to reiterate something the reader already knows, like within a chapter 2, it should give you a new perspective on it. So we should only keep this paragraph if it's like really interesting to the reader what the fuck happens. Like, she should be mad here. Okay, CPR should be capitalized. Graved. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's take a look at how, because we're rewriting here into a brand new dialogue. So it's more intrinsic with the Sarah character that she would be a little less accountable for this and a little bit more pissed off. And I don't like having that character be too like mopey. Temper is a big part of this character and has been for a little bit. So we're rewriting it a little bit. Lemon isn't. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. Oh, shout outs to Electromex. Hell yeah, electrical Mexicans. I mean, you can't. I mean, this is definitely the right chapter for our friend Electromex. Hell yeah. Lemon isn't fazed by a little soot. He's taking it all in with a steady, comforting look that says he's seen lots worse. It's 4 in the morning. The place is deserted. What happened to you, Lemon met? What happened to you, Lemon asks. This fucking cop. He was in the bathroom at a Starbucks. I nearly shit myself on the way home. I had to run to a Starbucks bathroom. Hmm. So, this fucking cop. I nearly shit myself on the way home. I had to run to a Starbucks bathroom.
His heart stopped. I had to do CPR. The Starbucks feet. I wonder if she would have like a strong Jersey accent. His heart stopped. I had to do CPR. The Starbucks people were fucking useless. That's more Boston than Long Island. Dong Island. Shout outs to Jersey. No, it gets worse. Oh, I love yeah. No, it gets worse. There's no one else in the bar, but Sarah drops her voice down. There's no one else in the bar, but Sarah drops her voice. Even though there's no one else in the bar, Sarah drops her voice until it's barely a whisper. Lemon has to strain his ears to hear her over the sound of tears sizzling down her cheeks. I like that. Like that's fucking crazy. I wonder, should we call them charged tears? No, it's too much. Oh, so CPR should be. CPR is an initialism. It's capitalized. Wait, are they initialisms if they don't have the periods? Okay, there's no strict rule about putting periods after each letter in an acronym or initialism. Ooh, FBI is an abbreviation? Oh my god. Fuck off, Samsung Watch. Gay. Okay, acronyms are abbreviations that can be pronounced as word. Okay, and then initialisms are FBI. If they're made up of letters and you pronounce each letter in it, it's okay. And like you don't have to have the pronunciation. Okay, so there are classes of abbreviation. I thought I was like fucking it up, like it was a triad, and abbreviations were like a whole different thing. But yeah, we got it right. Is it run by the mob? Is what run by the mob? The CPR, yeah, the CPR has a fucking. The mob has a monopoly on CPR. Only they can defibrillate. No, it gets worse. Well, that's something. Baristas at that hour are probably high as fuck. They won't remember shit. Yeah, a lot of cursing in this scene, but that's how they would definitely talk. No, it gets worse. It gets worse. I was crying on the subway afterward. These two cops came up to me and tried to cite me for public yeah. I tried to get them to leave me alone. One of them put his hand on me. Oh no. Oh no, Lemon groans. You know, it's better as just oh no. Yeah. Oh no. Even though there's no one else in the bar, Sarah drops her voice until it's barely a whisper. How is oh, util is a word, like utility. Until it's barely a whisper. Lemon has to strain his ears to hear over the sound of tears sizzling down her cheeks. I had to do it. He would have shot me. I had to. His heart stopped, but I brought him back. I like so we're just going back like and he has like kind of like a flashback to shit that she said. I had to come on Lemon. Hold on. The Starbucks people were useless. Just fucking stood there. Yeah, there we go. I think that's better. Lemon's pretty sure the woman crying. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Hugeness is not the word that I want. The gravity rises. Yeah. Gravity don't rise. Lemon's pretty sure this woman killed 3 police officers last night. The monstrous scale of the problem is rising all around him. A leviathan ready to swallow him and the cozy little world he's built. Cozy little world. Is rising. Let's really think about that one there. It's not an immediate, like, I know we... The monstrous scale of the problem rises all around him. A leviathan ready to swallow the boozy little world he's built here. The monstrous scale of the problem is rising all around. The monstrous scale of the problem is rising. Oh, yeah. Yeah, rises much better. Oh, so here we've got Rodolfo Avidrez Zavela. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can get it. Rodolfo Avidrez Zavela. That sounds Portuguese. You Brazilian, Rodolfo? Help me out here. No. It's I hear what you're saying. I think it is more. I think rising might or rise might not even be the right word here. This problem is a monster, a leviathan that can swallow his little world without a hiccup. So we need We kind of need slang for police here, like 3 dead 5-0 or something, 3 dead 12s. 3 dead ops. There we go. It just like it doesn't resonate. That's why. This problem is a monster, a leviathan that can swallow his entire world without a hiccup. 3 dead ops, just a day after someone shoots down a jumbo jet. The night after. Plods. All right, let's take a look. I brought him back. I had to do it. Lemon's pretty sure this woman just killed 3 police officers last night. Lemon's pretty sure this woman killed 3 police officers last night. I don't like this problem. It's a monster, a leviathan that can swallow his boozy little world without a hiccup. That's better. 3 dead police. Three dead police at his doorstep the night after they have dinner with the teleporting cop. Better. We'll take out the jumbo jet part. This is bad. Does that fucking work? All right, so let's test out this paragraph. Lemon's pretty sure this woman killed 3 police officers last night. It's a problem. It's more than a problem. It's a monster. Nah, doesn't work for me. It's a problem. More than a problem. It's a monster. It's a problem. It's a monster. I don't like it. And in fact, why are we using this woman here? Lemon's pretty sure Sarah killed 3 police officers last night. Oh, what's up, Ryan? My little scratch note. I don't know what scratch note has to do with the whole situation. I brought him back. I had to do it.
All right, so my little scratch note says, I know that I'm not usually this way, but I'm very upset and angry to the point where I want to blame everything that caused the whole thing to happen. Uh, hmm. I wonder what could have happened here. I would assume that this has something to do with your streaming ambitions. What's the problem there? I mean, if you're upset, just keep in mind that you didn't just electrocute 3 police officers also, so it could be worse. It's pretty sure Sarah killed 3 police officers last night. This is more than a problem. New music copyright policies on Twitch. Yeah, it's fucking garbage, man. I'll tell you the way that it needs to work like a radio station where you buy a license, right? Like an ASCAP license or a BMI license or something like that, and then you can just stream music during your shit and you pay royalties, right? That's how it ought to fucking work. I would easily pay $300 a month just to be able to stream the Spotify catalog, right? But they don't do that. They just make it really fucking annoying and impossible. Yeah, it's just fucking it's garbage. I'm there with you. Like copyright is so antiquated at this point. The way that and it's not just Twitch. Every fucking media platform handles copyright just fucking abysmally. It's just it's a complete fucking shit show. And really, you kind of have to do it like me, where you just and I'll tell you what the solution really is to it. You basically just have to make your money off of like Patreon or PayPal donations or whatever there, and just try to cut out the Twitch fucking payment structure as much as you can until you're fairly large. Yeah, I remember it used to be you could just play whatever fucking music you wanted on Twitch, and they just didn't give a shit. But then they just got so much heat from the big three that they had to change their ways. Like I understand why they're doing it; they have to do it. But it's a huge fucking pain in the ass right there. And like the way that flagging works is like massive and automated, right? And it puts a huge toll on their systems. Like there are something like half of YouTube traffic at this point is just bots scrolling through every fucking video and analyzing the audio in it. They just spider them all fucking day long. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's just, and just people trying to get like their 2 cents off of like your rotation of a meme, and half the fucking people have ad block on anyway, so they never see the ads in the first place. Wait, copyright has reached games such as Roblox? Well, like you can not play Roblox. That's a good thing. I mean, just the thing is, like a lot of this has to do with artists signed with big labels and so forth, and like the idea that artists can prevent you from fucking associating their product with your product and so forth. It's not super cut and dry, and it's not like these artists don't have rights and so forth for the present. But yeah, I'm with you. It's a huge pain in the ass. Shit needs to change, but it's probably not gonna, if that makes any sense. Real talk. So Skip Donahue says, what happens? It's the third screen talking about. I haven't heard anything recently, but I'm sure they just cracked down. They'll do the same shit. Like that might just mean that on my other show we can't, like, we just get banned from Twitch again. Be like the 11th time. I don't know. Twitch is a piece of shit. It's been a piece of shit since it was Justin.tv. I've always hated it and hated the people that are in the administration. Their political philosophies are stupid and wrong. They're god-awful neckbeards, and I know a few people who work there who are okay, but for the most part, that company's a piece of shit. So just do what I do. Just restream to a bunch of different platforms and just gather whoever you can. But yeah, it's fucking garbage. The other part of it is keep in mind, like, I know you're frustrated and so forth, but you haven't lost anything. You don't have like a big audience at the moment. Maybe you do. Maybe like, but I probably don't have more than like 100 or so people watching you. So, it's not the end of the world.
You know what's even worse than Twitch? Discord, since the administration team is filled with, yeah, there's a lot of like, they had some people like the Discord, not just the moderation team, but like some of like the higher end people at Discord were into some like very questionable underage cartoon pornography, and it became very public that they were. And this became very public at a time where they were seriously cracking down on servers that were hosting like pornography and shit like that, because they were trying to make themselves like a friendlier company. Every time that they revise their fucking TOS, it becomes more onerous and more bullshit. Keep in mind that, like, you know, like where I'm coming from is a place of pirate radio, right? That's where I got my start. I was like 14 years old and I wanted to be on the radio, but I was too young. So I hooked up with this underground radio station and started broadcasting there. Like, the idea that there's anything that you can't say is anathema to me. And the idea that there's anything that you can't play. So what we'll see is the formation of decentralized content platforms where we just eschew all these rules, where we just eschew government censorship and so forth. Like, those platforms need to be created, whether we start putting up our own satellites or just start working through things like the Onion network or the Onion router. And it's got to happen. It's got to happen, and the nice thing about that happening is it's going to be a pain in the ass to use, right? It's like so janky, and everything will be fragmented and disconnected. And, you know, the thing that you have to understand is, like, when something is a pain in the ass to use, the only people who will use it are people who actually give a shit about you. So you get this concentration of interest, and you get to talk with these people that you wouldn't normally get to, because normal people won't fuck around with that. And that's what I've always liked about pirate radio. It's like the people who listen to my other show, they're not normal people, right? They're not fucking normies. They're very strange individuals. And I like living in that ecosystem of people who do like wild shit. Like, there's a guy in my other channel who is seriously considering purchasing a 20 millimeter anti-aircraft gun just to have it. You know, just to have it on his fucking farm. I think I actually heard him talking about it, and then I saw the same anti-aircraft gun on a Rhode Island auction YouTube video. I watched those. The life story. No, like I don't think anybody would give a shit. But I mean, you can hear the life story every week on my regular show. But everything I tell you, by the way, is grossly exaggerated for the most part. Don't expect to hear the truth come out of me ever. It's grossly exaggerated too, because I've forgotten the truth. So I just believe whatever's convenient. Anyhow, where was I getting with this whole thing? But yeah, there's people like that. There are like fentanyl addicts. There are people who are into like super depraved sex shit. There are like transgender people who are also like kitted out in all kinds of tactical crazy shit. There are insane computer hackers. There's yours truly. There's like amazing rappers, like all kinds of shit that you can't find anywhere else. And it's only us. And a big part of it is because our platform is a fucking pain in the ass to get to. Like, to find my shit in the first place, you have to be such a fucking nerd that by the time that you get there, you're sort of vetted by the process. So just keep in mind, like, when these big things are like cracking down on you, and they're denying you an audience. Like, most of those people aren't your audience already, because the shit that you're into is so fringe. Like, in the case of like a My Little Pony stream and so forth, that shit is so fringe in the first place that it wasn't going to appeal to a lot of people in any case. And you need to be like reaching out directly to a community that likes that kind of weird shit. Like the editing stream that I'm doing right here. What is it? Like 1 in 1,000 people would want to watch this fucking stream. Literally, not a lot of people want to get in on this. And so like I'm very selective in where I spam this as opposed to the other show where I just spam it everywhere, because fuck those people. But yeah, I want to say that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Because even remember, like back in the day, you had to hand out fucking leaflets if you wanted people to know that JFK was actually murdered by reptilian aliens from the fourth dimension. You had to stand on a fucking street corner and ring a bell and wave your dick, and the police would come and beat you with truncheons if you wanted to get your point across. You had to nail fucking theses and drop fucking feces on the door of a church to get anybody to pay fucking attention to you. So we have more media power now than we've ever had before, and just nobody gives a shit because there's so much nonsense coming at them all at once. And that's fine, you know. Like, all this is okay, and it's gonna be all right. And when I eventually get banned from this and banned from fucking YouTube and so forth, I'll just move to a different platform, because there's always going to be a market for the kind of shit that I do. And like, I don't have to make a living off of it. I've structured my life so it's not necessary. I'm not like beholden to fucking YouTube. Like, yeah, it would suck if I got banned off of PayPal and shit like that, but I would make it happen. But this is the viewpoint of somebody who is resigned to being perpetually an underground figure in like writing and in radio and whatever. Like, I'll never have dinner with the president. You know what I'm saying? Whew. All right, there we go. But I'll also never finish this book if I always get distracted. So I think, I swear to God, I think some of you people just like distracting me. But yeah, I'm sorry about the fucking Twitch censorship bullshit. Twitch has always been bullshit. They're always going to be bullshit. And just be prepared to set out on your own and do your own thing, because that's the only way that you'll ever be free. Real talk. I mean, you can, like, by the way, like, it's not impossible to just host your own fucking server. Like, not at all. It's a pain in the ass, though, I'll tell you that much. And that Amazon money fucking hurts. There's also a ton of fucking third-party platforms that are like creepy shit, like LiveLeak and Bitly.tv, where they don't care what the fuck you put on there, but you're gonna be like standing shoulder to shoulder with creepy German scat porn and fucking actual like people who think that they're actually Nazis, but in fact they're just fat and lack direction in their lives. So yeah, and I was on a fucking roll here too, and then I got derailed by my little diatribe. It's a problem. It's a monster. This is more than a problem. It's a monster. Lemon's pretty sure Sarah killed 3 police officers last night. That's more than a problem. It's a monster. That's more than a problem. It's a monster. A leviathan that can swallow his boozy little world without a hiccup. I like it. I like it. The one thing that I miss is that we lose having the scale of it, and then Leviathan, because Leviathans have scales. You know, like, it's. I liked having that little thing, but it's just in the interest of transparency. We don't want to be so clever that we trip over our own dicks. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Lemon takes his time with it. He doesn't curse, doesn't yell, doesn't say anything that'll set Sarah off. I wonder if there's an animal out there that can actually trip over its dick. Like I bet a duck could. They have those like crazy, like spring-loaded wieners. So stupid. Oh. Yeah, if you ever want a like fucking horror show, think about the sexual lives of ducks. Those guys are monsters. Let's just cut that. I don't. I don't know if it's. We can't even really call it fucking rape if they're animals. Like rape is a human thing. You know what I mean? Like it's very much. So like let's hop into it. So the idea that like dolphins rape. I feel like rape is a crime that's very much uh, intrinsic to the structure of having a human society. Like, so if like dolphins like completely frown on this behavior, then maybe we could call it rape. Like I guess some tribes of chimps will like try to enforce some kind of sexual mores, but it's usually just like the biggest fucking chimp chasing off other chimps that want to get their dick wet. So yeah, I don't think that we can really apply that same shit. We don't understand enough about dolphin society to really say if they have crime. Like, are there behaviors? Because there are definitely like in some mammals will have behaviors where the whole fucking squad will shun one of them if they start doing this shit. So oh, dolphins rape people? Yeah, even then it's not really rape because dolphins aren't part of like the society. So I just why would it why am I on this point? I've looked at it. So popcorn tastes like styrofoam with the mouthfeel of caltrops. Huh. Uh, I gotta tell you, that is not an accurate mouthfeel. That sounds like a popcorn tasting like styrofoam with the mouthfeel of caltrops. Somebody's doing some LSD. Hell yeah. God, you ever had that shit where like all like your fucking nerves get all spiky and so forth, and like something like looking at the intersection between like the grout of tiles like hurts your eyes like it's cutting them. Ooh, I know what that's all about, man. All right, so yeah, you can see where I'm trying to go with this one here. Tell that to my torn palate. Well, maybe your palate is just fucking weak. My brother lost his shit once, and when we took him to the hospital, he kept saying he could taste shapes. Yeah, man. Like, I fucking. It's such a party foul to get like so have such a bad trip that your homies have to take you to the hospital. It's horse shit. Like, who cares if you're tasting shapes? If I can get over it. Mm. Yeah, I got no time for people who can't master their high on my crew. Breathing squares and said, "Wow, that's cool." And he said, "Now it hurts, lol." Yeah, and the hurting part was just like him getting like too wild out and his heart starting to like race and like his body being like, "Whoa, chill the fuck out," and his brain being like, "I don't know how to chill the fuck out anymore." And then he would have been all right for the most part. Pump him full of Halidol and keep going. Let's cut that out. Yeah, that whole. Skip says, I think it was his pussy hurting because he's such a pussy. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, well, how come he can't handle your acid? Your vagina hurt, kid? Yeah, God. It's wild. Wild shit. 24/7. All right, hold up. Lemon considers his options. He doesn't curse or yell or try to offer advice. I'd love to hear that in like a British accent. Oh, I think it was his pussy hurting. Because he's such a pussy. Ugh, ridiculous. All right, hold on. Let me make sure that the world's not about to end over here. Okay, nothing. Let me get back on over here. Older brother by 8 years. That was awful, by the way. Oh, yeah, I can't do a fucking British accent at all. Oh, I think his pussy was hurting. Because he's a pussy. No, it's not even close. Oh, we could drop the H. Where is British up in the palette? Oh, I think his pussy was hurting. No, I can't fucking do it. What am I, Cockney? Let me get back to... Oh, I think his pussy was hurting. Because he's a pussy. A little better, but not much better. Oh, I wish I was like fucking Phil Henry. God only knows how long he spent getting amazing at that. Yeah, I just go back to all the times that I watched Snatch and just try to sound like that. God, I love that fucking movie. I even liked Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, even though it wasn't great. It was like okay, just like Snatch was fucking amazing, and then all the other ones that they made, like fucking Layer Cake, was like yeah, with those same dudes. God, yeah, it was just a perfect fucking movie. Everything about Snatch was great. A perfect fucking movie. The guy just inexplicably like mad that you can't digest milk. I keep as everybody's like thinking about buying more guns and so forth, I keep thinking about like the Bullet Tooth Tony replica Deagle scene. That was amazing. Gentleman. Is it spelled gentleman with an A? Gentleman. I don't know. I don't know which movie you're talking about. I don't think I've seen it. I don't see a lot of movies, honestly. The new Sheen Ritchie film. That's the guy, right? Hold on. Let's take a look. What's his new movie? Shane Ritchie. Shane Ritchie. Is that the bald dude? Hold on. Prisoners of the Sun, EastEnders, Flushed Away, Burnside. Who is this fucking character? EastEnders. Filmography. I don't know. What am I fucking looking for here? Is it the right Shane Ritchie? Is the movie called Cunt? I can't look up Cunt Shane Ritchie here because it'll be some fucking porno shit with Shane Ritchie. Whatever. Yeah, he directed Snatch. What's the name of it? Fucking God, that's killing me. I want to finish this chapter. There we go. All right, so Lemon, I can't control it. What? As I'm writing this line about early morning delivery trucks rumbling past, I don't know if you could hear it, but early morning delivery trucks were rumbling past right outside my door. Gentleman is Hugh Grant, and it's got Sons of Anarchy kid. Wow, I can't believe Hugh Grant's still out there acting. Wild. After all them prostitutes. Oh, good for him. Good for him. He's a decent actor. Obligingly, he pours another. Okay, just FYI. That's, obligingly is kind of bad form. I just like it there. Yeah. I thought I was getting better, comma, some heavy shit, comma. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's fucking right. Let me see. What is it? Does this work? Does that work? Plus equal to? Uh, I don't think so. No, that don't work. Oh yeah, it do. Okay, cool. So that cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, we went back to that. So I give you a couple for them commas. Lemon, I can't control it. Wait. Where was? I thought I was getting better, comma. Yeah, we need that comma. Okay, so Superhura says she shakes her head, but she suddenly wants another drink. So we actually have like some tempo in here if you watch what's happening. They sit at the bar in silence for a bit. Outside, the early morning delivery trucks rumble down the avenue. That's some heavy shit, kid. You must be real scared. Sarah gives a miserable nod, and then her eyes make their way to her empty glass. So she says no initially. But keep in mind, Sarah and everybody else in this story is an alcoholic, right? Like, so there's a little of that like dopamine, like, nah, I shouldn't. Yeah, I'm gonna. You know what I mean? Like there is that switch over there. So to me, this is very in keeping with how that character should work. But we don't highlight that she changes her mind. Uh, Lemon gives an obliging nod and pours another. There we go. So uh, okay, so here we could do something where this is a good point where we can get a little bit more into their relationship. Oh yeah, that doesn't work there. That like breaks up our tempo a little bit. Lemon pours another. He knew better than to shelve the bottle. Yeah, there we go. I like that a lot better. So just a, yeah, in fact, I'm going to give, Superhero a fucking point for this guy right here. Because I think that's like a really good note. Like, anytime that we are questioning the reality of the situation, if you are like, is that right? Does that work out? Right? It means that, like, even if we're right in that instance, like I think somebody who's read through the whole thing would be like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand what's going on there. We can still make it a little bit clearer, and then it's an opportunity to show something else here, like this. Let's. It's still like a little awkward though, the phrasing of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. That's better. That's better. Yeah, I really like. I love one of my favorite parts about like these editing sessions are where like somebody will like voice a concern and we can twist it into a way where we can display something about the characters right here. Anytime that we're making a change, we're looking for a an opportunity to add in something that's like cool and new into the process, right? Like what can Ooh, oh man, boring. I'm boring myself with my own bullshit right here. But no, it really is like one of the most fun parts of these whole things. And I'm actually not taking that NAD today. I just haven't slept well all fucking week, and I'm only getting like 3 hours at a time, and then waking up in the middle of REM, and it's fucking killing me. So I don't know. I got to do something here. Maybe drink less coffee, but I'm probably not going to drink less coffee. You know what I really want is to have the power to just fucking immediately metabolize coffee, like get all the coffee out of my fucking system like that. If somebody came up with like an antidote that just flushed all the caffeine out of your system within like a 30 minutes of taking the pill, Jesus Christ, I'd be addicted to that antidote in a second. All right, what do we got here? Lemon unquestionably pours her a drink because he just knows. Yeah, I don't think unquestionably is gonna fit right there. better than to put the bottle back on the shelf. Yeah. Which has like there's like a note of darkness there too. Like, keep in mind, like this guy is like supplying their addictions, you know, and he's a former addict himself. He knows exactly where he's at. He just couldn't fucking leave the cycle. You know what I mean? Ooh. Ooh, some 12-step bullshit right here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Oh yeah, of course. This ain't your fault. Fucking cops ain't supposed to lay a hand on you anyhow. Yeah, this is a bad fucking chapter. This ain't your fault. You didn't ask for this shit. Plus, cops ain't supposed to touch you. Cops shouldn't be grabbing you anyhow. Of course, Lemon... That ain't your fault. You didn't ask for this shit. Cops shouldn't be grabbing you anyhow. Of course. Heroin. Oh yeah, yeah, Lemon was whacked on that heroin at the very, very beginning of the story. He wasn't. It was like a distant past type situation where he's like cleaned up his act for the most part. This ain't your fault. You didn't ask for this shit. Cops shouldn't be grabbing you anyhow. As he says it, Lemon remembers he did pretty much the exact same thing and paid the price. He got it on discount. So oof, that dialogue shows how little he cares about the value of human life. Lemon sounds like he's in a bad place too. Yeah, he's not like nobody in this is like a great person. And Lemon would be like very, very deep in the fuck cops spectrum. Like before he was a cab before it was cool. You know, like he's a former junkie, runs like a dive bar. He has to pay bribes to the police. He's not a fan of them police, right? And you can see it in earlier interactions with him too. Like when he's approaching Carl Mason, he's like, fuck, I can't have a gun. And when Carl Mason initially comes into his bar, he's like, what are you fucking doing here, guy? Making me nervous, you know? So we've definitely, we've built up to that reaction in, or we've like laid the groundwork for that. Look, you got money, right? Okay, listen to me here. You got some money, right? At the moment, the cops don't have a name or a photo or anything. Do you have a passport? Yeah, back in my apartment. It's time to run, Sarah. Time to get the fuck out, no doubt. How am I gonna get on a plane? What if they try to pat me down? What if I fuck up the plane? How am I gonna get on a plane, Lemon? What if they try to pat me down? What if I short out the plane and make it crash? Yeah, shit, that's a good point. Short out a plane, the whole plane, nothing specific. So, this character continually generating electricity, and like she, at some point, is probably going to start fucking with things like radio fields and so forth. Yeah, like she's definitely the personal electronic device that can never be turned off here. So originally, in the first edit of this, Lemon said something like, "Yeah, if my Game Boy can fucking short out communications, who knows what you'd do?" But we just wound up cutting it. It didn't work as dialogue. Shit. Yeah, I didn't think of all that. No fucking way you can fly. How about a car? Okay, the other part of it is that the charge that she's building up is getting significant to the point where, like, she's starting to. What are we talking about here? We're like at the point where something like a set of latex rubber gloves is not going to prevent the charge from arcing, right? She's just getting to be a real fucking problem right here. So things like, oh, like I'm grounded by wearing sneakers and so forth. Like, like it's less possible. My wife Shirley's got an old tempo. He wouldn't say my wife Shirley's got an old tempo. The reader's just going to have to infer. Shirley's got an old tempo. I've been planning to trade it in for something. Shirley's got an old tempo. I've been planning to trade it in and surprise her with a new car. Might be I don't trade it in after all. It's an automatic. Won't I get stopped at the border? What do I do at the border? Stansted, Vermont. You go to Stansted. Stansted, Vermont. The border's just a line in the dirt right there. The border's just a line in the dirt there. You can zip right over. They have guards at some spots. There's only checkpoints at a few places. Eyeball them on foot, not in the car, so they don't get wise to it. Then you can head to Montreal if you want a big city and don't mind the French. Or go to Toronto if you want to be bored out of your fucking mind. Or fuck it, strike out for anywhere. The cops aren't dicks up there. They only stop you if you're actually doing some dumb shit. You gotta check your lights. Mm-hmm. While you're on the run, you have to be super careful. Every time you start the car, you gotta check the taillights, headlights, tires, everything. Don't give the police any reason to pull you over. Drive the speed limit, use your turn signals. Don't give the police any reason to pull you over. Be careful when you gas up too, so you don't blow yourself up. Sarah frowns, then nods with her lips tight. Keep a stock of food, water, gasoline, all that jazz in the trunk. You have to be careful who you talk with. Try not to be seen. Anyone can think on you just by trying to be nice. Lemon's given this speech many times before. I'll be so alone. You'll be alone in Rikers, too. Or alone in some lab while they try to figure you out. I'd go with you, kid, if I didn't have a wife and... I go with you, kid, but I got a wife and a bar to run. A few years and this shit will blow over. Lemon pries the tempo key free from the ring. God, a fucking tempo. Hold on. Did Chevy make that? Look at this fucking... The Ford tempo. Oh, this is what it was. The Ford tempo. God, look at this piece of shit. Whoa. Can you imagine driving this fucking vehicle. God. Ugh. That front end. The Tempo was a massive sales success for Ford. God. Yeah. Lord only knows. God, then a Ford Contour. All right. I'm gonna call Shirley and tell her not to freak out if she sees you taking the car. You can call me anytime, okay? Ride this thing out. Ride this thing out and build up some of them loonies and you'll be fine. Comma. Get money to the point where you can hire people to do all the little shit for you, the way maybe he's doing. If you're rich enough, you can get lawyers to fight them if shit goes wrong and they come after you. You can beat this thing. Yo, you don't even know where the car is, Lemon calls out to her. Oh, right. Bed-Stuy, gates between Nostrand and Bedford. Take the A to Nostrand Avenue. Take the A train. Yeah. Train's not capital. Take the A train to Nostrand Avenue. It's a white Ford Tempo, dice on the mirror. Should be parked on the left side of the street if someone ain't stolen it before you get there. Okay. I really like that. Skip Donahue feels sick thinking about this janky ass car, like a Mercury, whatever the fuck. Okay, Lemon. Okay. Lemon, I might not. I don't want to leave. I don't want to. Sarah can't finish whatever she was trying to say. Her voice is a tiny quavering thing, a bird with a hurt wing. Her shoulders are slumped. Her shoulders slump as she walks out the door. Hanging her head. Breaking my goddamn heart here, Lemon mutters, long after she's gone. You know she'll never make it. Boom! Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, it's about to get rough. That's a good ending to this chapter right here. All right, a lot of tuning up on this chapter. Putting a little bit more fight into Sarah, a little bit more like indignation about the police fucking with her, which is probably just bleeding over from the time that we live in right now. So, what do we get to here? Can somebody give me a time, please, for our stream? And then, how many words did we get through here? So we got through 1,330 words. And, well, that'll work, I guess. What do we got here? So, and I need to fix the thing where it fucking, I need to fix Twitch integration at the end of this, but we did this for 2 hours and 5 minutes. The time is 13:30. I need the time that we've been on stream. And the time was 2 hours and 5 minutes. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for being a part of that edit. Sorry that I've just been so like, and I think a big part of it is I'm not sleeping enough, but I've just had like much more difficulty focusing the last week or so forth. But I still feel like we're doing really good work. So that's what really matters, that we're doing a good fucking job. And the rest of it, people are just going to have to wait. All right. Love y'all. Have a good day. Stay safe. And we'll see what I get done today. Real talk.